I was asking Kamani right now if she's a high heels or a flats lady. She's like, oh, definitely a high heels lady. She was drooling over those Christian Louboutins. But right now, let's talk about the business of today. We're talking Motivational Monday. If you missed out earlier on, we were talking about the 4 steps that Kamani says she has to help you achieve your goals. The first one of which was to imagine your FIM, your future imagined memory. Put yourself in that world, live it in your mind, and from that, once you've written that goal down, you extract from it the 5 things you need to do in order to get there, right? So now let's move on to step number 2. Now that's called, you said it's rephrasing. Rephrasing those goals. Tell us about that.
Okay, so rephrase your goals basically so that you know, it can be in the present, positive, inspiring. It needs to be specific and also needs to have a deadline.
Yes, okay. So how do you rephrase it to be the present? Do you basically look at that picture? Because in the first instance, it was that, let's say, one day I'd like to have a white picket fence with dogs running around and great looking cars, a nice family, right? So now, right now, when you rephrase it, you say, I have this. I live in this kind of world. It's, you know, you live it that way.
That's exactly it.
All right. And then making it positive?
Positive and inspiring goes together. Basically, you know, when you speak of your goal, when you read your goal, it must be positive, inspiring, so that you get those butterflies in your tummy that, you know, tell you, well, this is the right thing, you know.
Yes, yes. And with that then comes with having a deadline, which moves us then on to step number 3. What is step number 3?
Well, step number 3 is basically putting together steps towards achieving each of those goals. Making sure that the one action you can take can be done today.
Okay.
Yeah, so, you know, what steps, so for example, if one of your goals is to be financial free, you know, what steps do you take towards being financially free? Pay off your debt. How are you going to pay off your debt? How much money do you invest per month towards paying off your debt, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and setting deadlines and making sure that each step is completed on that specific... So what happens when you've set a deadline and things happen in life and you don't reach your deadline?
Exactly. Life happens, you change your deadline. But remembering to always work towards that deadline. As, you know, yeah, life happens.
Yeah.
And you've got to deal with it.
Okay, let's talk about then step number 4 in the 4-step plan. You say learn about obstacles that may stop you from achieving your goals. Write down your obstacles, what have you learned from it, and how will you overcome it?
Okay, so, you know, as you say, life happens. Those are your obstacles. You have to embrace the obstacle, see why it's there. You've got to learn from it because, you know, that's how we get on with life. Yeah. We hit a snag, we learn from it and move on.
Yeah.
So find your obstacle, embrace it, know why it's there, learn from it, and move on.
Yeah. Like I said, I like practical examples. So how do you learn about your obstacles and how do you write them down? If, let's say, for instance, your goal is to be financially free, how do you, I mean, not having been financially free before, how do you know what the obstacles will be?
Well, as you go on in life, you know, your obstacles come as you carry on, as you try to reach that goal. So when you reach an obstacle, look at that obstacle and say, why is it here? So you want to be financially free, okay? You've started saving, but hey, you know what? I need tires for my car. So the money you were supposed to invest towards paying off your debt has to be used for your car. So now you've learned from that. Okay, I know then I'm going to need tires for my car in another few years. Okay, plan for it. Start putting money away towards getting those new tires, you know. That's
so basically, I think if I'm understanding you correctly, I think the big thing is about thinking open-mindedly about the world you live in, the goals you're trying to achieve, and what's going to be affecting it and what not. So it's a constant process of thinking, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, Kamani, thank you very, very much. We will be recapping for you a bit later on what those 4 steps are in that action plan to help you achieve those goals, all in 4 steps. A lot more to come, though. Right now, we're talking all about birthdays. When's your birthday, Kamani?
30th of September.
Oh, it's a long way away, but if it's your birthday, we're going to be talking about it and saying happy birthday to you right now with the ladies.
Stay with Expresso and SABC3.